Sumayyah bint Khayyat, the first martyr. Long ago, in the eastern part of Africa, in Abyssinia or the Ethiopian Empire, around the year of 550, a baby girl named Sumayyah radhiyallahu was born. But at that time, people didn't want baby girls, so it was an evil tradition to bury them alive in the ground. However, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings, baby Sumayyah was saved. But her life was hard. She became a slave in Mecca just like many other people from Abyssinia. She was a slave to the powerful Banu Makhzum clan or family. Being a slave girl for a powerful family in a big city was very hard. But that was also how she met her husband, Yasir. Yasir was from Yemen, and he wasn't even supposed to be in Mecca. He only came to find his missing brother. But he could not find him, and because he was poor, he decided to stay and become a servant for the same Banu Makhzum family. Soon, Sumayyah and Yasir got married and later had 3 children. They were Ammar, Huraith, and Abdullah. Their entire family was poor, and becoming slaves was the only way to get a little bit of protection and food so that they could survive. But everything changed as soon as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the message of Islam to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Soon after the Prophet started spreading the words of Allah, Sumayyah radhiyallahu was so touched that she became a Muslim right away. She was known as the 7th person to publicly say that she was a Muslim. Her son Ammar and her husband Yasir also became Muslims as well. For the first 3 years in Mecca, the Prophet secretly spread the message of Islam. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the Prophet to publicly spread the message of Islam, the Quraysh got mad. And this was terrible news for Sumayyah and her family because they were slaves of the powerful Quraysh, specifically the Banu Makhzum family. And one of the family leaders of the Banu Makhzum was the evil Abu Jahl. At that time, the leaders of the Quraysh tribe ordered all of the other family members to punish their own people to make sure no one stayed as a Muslim. At first, many of these punishments happened privately, but the evil Abu Jahl wanted to show his power. So instead, he dragged the old and weak Sumayyah radhiyallahu and her family and tied them to tree trunks and started to torture them in front of everyone. Abu Jahl threatened them, beat them, put heavy rocks on top of them while pressing very hard down on them, put heavy hot metal on them so their skin would burn, and overall gave them the worst punishments ever imaginable. At one point, Abu Jahl even left her in an iron case under the hot desert sun. Day after day, the pain did not stop. Abu Jahl experimented with new ways to punish them. He threatened Sumayyah radhiyallahu and her family to give up Islam and so that they would publicly insult the Prophet and say all kinds of bad things. But she stayed strong because of her Iman. And because of that, Abu Jahl wanted to punish her even more. During all of this, the small Muslim community was so scared. Looking at the Islamic history, we know that later on, many of the powerful Sahabas bought many of the slaves so that they could be free. But the problem was, Sumayyah's owner died. And because of that, technically, they did not belong to one person. Instead, the entire Banu Makhzum clan had control over them. And because of that, no one could protect them. So the only way they could be free was either by dying or giving up Islam. The Prophet cried and prayed for Sumayyah radhiyallahu anha and her family and told them, "Patience, O family of Yasir, you are promised to be in paradise." Even though she was still getting tortured, hearing this, Sumayyah radhiyallahu anha got even more energy to stay strong. Subhanallah, she was so strong that instead of staying quiet out of fear or punishment, she insulted their idol gods instead. At one point, Abu Jahal got so mad that he took a sharp spear and murdered her in front of her husband and her son. At the age of 60 years old, Sumayyah bint Khayyat was the first martyr of the entire Muslim Ummah. She was a black Muslim woman who never gave up on her belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though she was a slave and struggled so much. In this world, Sumayyah bint Khayyat had no status, no power, and no fame. But she will forever be remembered and got respect from the Muslim Ummah for being the first person to give up her life for Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward her and grant her the highest place in Jannah. Ameen.